not familiar with Jeff Bezos, then you probably heard about Amazon. Well, if you don't know, Jeff Bezos is the founder and former CEO of the leading e-retailer in the United States with net sales amounting close to $470 billion. Amazon. But that's not all he is. He is far more than that. And that's what we are here for today. Exclusive for our Real Estate Real Talk members, we are going to talk about how Jeff Bezos can fund your real estate project in as fast as 2 hours. Pretty amazing, right? But before we get into the good parts, let us first know how Jeff Bezos became one of the world's richest men. Jeff Bezos is second in line on the list of the richest people on Earth. He has eclipsed the wealth that Warren Buffett and Microsoft Corporation co-founder Bill Gates has amassed with his personal fortune of $197 billion. The founder of the company, which owns and operates online stores, the founder of which is the former CEO, presided over a company that was responsible for a sizable 9% of all U.S. retail sales and 51.2% of digital retail spending. Digitalization is reshaping human behavior, and the cloud computing revolution is impacting the enterprise. The leader in online retail with its high-flying cloud computing platform, Amazon Web Services, is only forecasted to become more successful, which means good news for the founder. Jeff Bezos always wanted to create a company that differed from the norm. He was raised by his teen mom and Cuban immigrant stepfather as well, which no doubt had an effect on his ambitious professional goals. When he was told by his bosses not to quit his stable job for e-commerce, he used these experiences to tell them that the future of mankind is not on this planet. Bezos even has a website, bezosexpeditions.com, that provides a rundown of more than 30 of his major investments, projects, and philanthropic endeavors. The name Expeditions is appropriate as Bezos has investments in many industries and ideas. He not only invests in 1 or 2 industries or market sectors, but also in far-flung industries including cloud computing, robotics, biotechnology, and even home-blown glass. And that's basically why we are here today. Jeff Bezos, together with Mark Benioff, is investing in a startup that allows the average person to invest in single-family rental properties. This comes as the housing market is being inundated with capital from investors due to the pandemic. With a $100 investment, you can now buy shares in properties and make money on them without actually doing anything. This is offered by Arrived Homes, founded by the Amazon founder and other investors who recently managed to raise $37 million from backers. The startup acquired 15 homes in 2019 and is in the process of buying 18 more. The new funding will be used to continue acquiring properties so that they can make real estate investing more accessible to people without money. CEO Ryan Frazio said in an interview that there are millions of people who want to own property but can't because they have insufficient resources or don't know how. He thinks it is important to help these people invest in the properties they want. Frazio, who founded the company, and its chief executive officer sees 3 main impediments likely faced by investors: the cost of buying a property, the time it takes to find one, and confidence in taking the plunge. His solution was to embrace a regulatory framework that allows the company to sell shares in individual properties to U.S. residents, regardless of the investor's wealth or income. He hires third-party property managers for more spread-out investment opportunities and so that investors would be able to invest in different homes, ones with different geographical locations and renting prices. The average cost per customer so far has been $1,800 for 2 or 3 houses. The company anticipates the demand from investors to rise to as much as 100 homes per month by the end of the year. With a limited amount of housing for both regular buyers and investors, the performance of property prices has increased. The low inventory has allowed apartment units to command higher prices due to the demand for houses that are scarce in cities. Prior to financial crisis, single-family rentals were dominated by local investors, whereas methods for managing properties across vast geographies have only been possible since. This was due to Wall Street firms following the foreclosure crisis and borrowing distressed homes at auctions. However, until COVID-19, people were only interested in owning houses that had a real estate market. When COVID-19 happened, a lot of Americans could no longer afford houses, so they started to buy rental homes, which attracted big investors like Brookfield Asset Management Incorporated and Nuveen Real Estate to make billions off of these properties. One expert in real estate suggests that the declining economy and interest rates have taken the game from a spectator sport to an active game. He says that people are more interested in seeking profit from investments. RealtyTrack says you put up the money and someone else buys the real estate and manages it for you and sends you a check every month. Arrived Homes is aiming to make buying a home more accessible by removing barriers to qualifications. It's not the first company trying to do so though. Fundrise was re-established as a REIT in 2016 and allowed non-accredited investors to buy shares of single-family, multifamily, or industrial buildings for as little as $500. Fundrise may have started with just $1 million to develop single-family homes, but now the company secured a $300 million credit facility from Goldman Sachs to finance its plans for new construction on investable single-family homes. They were also able to purchase a new development in December, outbidding other institutional investors with a $1 billion bid. Fundrise has bought 2,000 homes and has plans to buy more than 20,000 in the next few years. This is vastly greater than what Arrive Homes has done, which has only bought a fraction of those numbers. Other startups like Roofstock allow wealthier investors to get in on rental shares. Nest Egg, a venture capital-backed startup, is building a more direct investment base through property management and financing software. The CEO hopes to create 1 million millionaires in the next 5 years by allowing individual owners to acquire more buildings. Arrived Homes allows all U.S. residents to purchase property regardless of wealth or income, like Fundrise. This company contracts with property managers to allow investors to buy homes across various markets, and some of these are backed by billionaires. The real estate investment platform Arrived Homes launched 6 new properties that retail investors can buy into with as little as $100. These offerings went live on the platform at 11 a.m. EST on April 5, 2022. and were fully funded in less than 12 hours. The first home sold in under 2 hours. Arrived Homes paid $280,000 for a 5-bedroom, 3.5-bathroom home with the name The Bedford in Columbia, South Carolina. Investors purchased the 12,317 available shares at $10 per share. The next property to sell out was called The Jack. It is a 4-bedroom, 2.5-bath home in Nashville. It was sold for $414,755, and all 18,359 shares were reserved for $10 per share. Over the course of a day, 750 individual investors bought shares of properties in the retail market for an amount of $800,000. The total combined value is about $1.7 million. Arrived Homes has had tremendous success so far. The platform funded 51 homes in the last 8 months of 2021, worth $18.5 million in property value. In the first 8 months of 2022, Arrived Homes has already funded $17 million worth of homes. Since the housing market is on the rise, many investors are looking for solid investment opportunities. While investments vary, and it's important to do your research to find the right one, Arrived Homes offers a wide array of potential properties to suit any budget. The company attracted interest from several high-profile investors during its seed round, and one of them is Jeff Bezos, who fully funded 6 properties in just 12 hours. However, this is not the first time that Jeff Bezos invested in real estate. Just take a look at his massive real estate portfolio. Earlier this year, the Amazon founder reportedly acquired a 14-acre compound in Hawaii for a whopping $78 million in a mysterious deal. This purchase contributed to his real estate holdings of an astronomical $578 million. The billionaire has been buying several properties in his home state of Washington, a number of apartments in New York City, a ranch in Texas, and a few large estates in California. A few years after Amazon was founded, he put down $10 million for what has largely been his primary residence over the past few decades. It comprises 2 homes measuring 20,600 square feet and 8,300 square feet, respectively, situated on about 5.3 acres in the exclusive Medina neighborhood of Seattle, where Bill Gates also owns a home there. In 2010, Bezos invested $28 million to renovate the property. That same year, he reportedly bought the property next door, a 24,000 square foot house with 5 acres. It's unclear what Bezos ended up paying for the purchase. This Tudor-style home was listed for $53 million at the time, but Bezos still owns this massive compound. In 2000, Bezos reportedly paid $7.65 million for 3 units in a building called The Century. Since 2003, he has slowly bought many more apartments in the area called Manhattan's Lincoln Square neighborhood. Originally purchased as his home, also for him and his then-wife Mackenzie, as well as his parents Miguel and Jacqueline Guys Bezos, it is now thought to be used by employees of Amazon. More than a decade later, in 2012, it was reported that he paid $5.3 million for another adjacent 1,725 square foot unit. Bezos then scaled up his portfolio with the purchase of a 30,000-acre corn ranch just north of Van Horn, Texas. As of now, the cost of Bezos' purchase is unknown, but was bought from attorney Ronald Stasny, who spent millions renovating the gray stucco, a one-story main house built in the 1920s. Stasny added a spa in the bathroom, remolded the kitchen, updated tile floors, and refinished porches at the corn ranch. Stasny also created the base of operations for Blue Origin Aerospace Company, founded by Bezos in 2000. The tech magnate then set his sights west and bought a Spanish-style mansion in Beverly Hills for $24.45 million. The 11,891 square foot home includes 7 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, and many outdoor amenities including a greenhouse, tennis court, swimming pool, fountains, and garage. Bezos still owns this property and has expanded upon it. Jeff Bezos made a big move and bought 2 homes in Washington, D.C., totaling 27,000 square feet for $23 million. One of the homes used to be the Textile Museum and was recognized by city officials as one of the largest homes in all of DC. The point of this purchase, according to the Washington Post, is to turn it into one single family home. This will make it easier for Bezos to visit the city and spend time with his family. Bezos' home is located in the upscale Colorama neighborhood, which has also been home to the Obamas, Ivanka Trump, and Jared Kushner. It was reported in 2018 that Bezos planned a $12 million renovation on the property, which included a garden room. In the next year, Bezos bought his neighbor's home for $12.9 million, which was even more expensive. The style of the new home matched that of the one he'd previously bought in 2007. The house is an LA residence with 4,586 square feet and 4 bedrooms. The LA Times reported that the property has a gated, semicircular drive and a picturesque swimming pool in a tranquil setting. He then splurged and spent $80 million on 3 newly built Manhattan apartments. People say these purchases caused this to be one of the most expensive real estate transactions in New York City for 2019. The acquisition included a 3-floor, 10,000 square foot penthouse with a grand ballroom, a 3-bedroom unit below that with high-end finishes, and an adjoining 4-bedroom pad with oversized windows on 3 of its 4 sides. In 2020, the Blue Origin founder has kicked off the year with the purchase of a new residential property in Washington, D.C. for $5 million. There is speculation from the Washingtonian that this purchase may be privacy-oriented, as the property sits on the same street as his former Textile Museum residence and faces the direction of his mega mansion. In February, a new record was set for the most expensive purchase of a house at $165 million. The 10-acre estate includes several buildings, including a 13,600-acre Georgian-style main house, 2 guest houses, a nursery, 3 hot houses, a tennis court, a swimming pool, expansive terraces, and a 9-hole golf course. The antique wood flooring, imported from overseas and believed to be the very floor that Napoleon stood upon when he proposed to Empress Josephine. is a notable feature of the main house. In April, Jeff Bezos bought yet another apartment in the Madison Square Park building. He purchased a 3-bedroom unit that is adjacent to 2 other apartments he had purchased earlier. The total cost was $16 million. No one was sure what Bezos' plans were after the acquisition, but permits have been submitted, so it is likely that he had planned to build another warehouse on his property. In July, Jeff Bezos bought a new house adjacent to David Geffen's for $10 million. The home is more humble than his Beverly Hills home, but still luxurious to the average person. It has a total of 4 bedrooms and 4.5 bathrooms. A good amount of historic prestige is given to the house by French doors, 6 brick fireplaces, crown molding, and dark hardwood floors. The brick courtyard and vegetable and rose gardens also adds to the property's appeal. Last year, Bezos jumped on another high-end mansion this year by paying $23 million in early spring. This added up to more than 20,000 square feet in the building. He had been investing since 2016 and previously bought 4 different homes for a total of $96 million for his company in the same building. His most recent purchase is a $78 million compound on La Perouse Bay, holding the record for the priciest home in Maui. He was able to do this by purchasing the land from the company rather than buying it outright instead. The property has not been listed publicly, so there is very little information about it. However, the property spans 14 acres and includes a 4,500 square foot main home and a 1,700 square foot guest home. These structures were built using the Hawaiian plantation style. This property has a beautiful view and white sand beach, perfect for entertaining guests, and a sizable pool. Jeff Bezos and his partner, Lauren Sanchez, will likely enjoy visiting this property, as now Bezos is stepping away from the CEO position of Amazon. There you have it, our real estate real talk video for today. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and please like this video. If you think that we have delivered value, please share this video with one person. Yes, just one share is enough for us, for you to show your appreciation for the commitment and hard work we all put together in creating this video. That teaches and helps us on your mission of building your own fortune. And you don't know that one share could go a long way. And keep in mind that no matter how many times you are going to watch this video, you won't see any results unless you take action. Goodbye and see you on the next one.